Hey guys, what's up? Today we are gonna talk about implementing securities in Copilot Studio while dealing with Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Now, honestly, there is no way to finding out if an user is having necessary rights to carry out certain operations. For example, if I am a purchase clerk, Copilot cannot suddenly understand if I am supposed to create a sales order or reduce a production order or create a production order. Then, how can you restrict and validate user accesses? Okay, there is a cool hack to do so. Keep watching for more. Yo! For example, if we are talking about this user, we could see like this user doesn't have any proper role as such, just a system user. So if we try to log in using this user's credentials and try to create customers, let us see what happens. And now I have logged on using that user's credential, and let me ask a question like this to Copilot: Can I create a customer like this? And let's see what happens. And oops, it came up with a message like this: I'm sorry, you don't have sufficient rights to create the same. Now, let me go back to my login as an administrator and give this user, necessary roles to create a customer, and let us find out what happens. I am giving this user a role like sales clerk and giving OK. And suppose it's going to take a while. Yeah, it is showing as sales clerk. And now let me go back to that user's credentials and log in again and see what happens now. And let me ask the question again: Can I create a customer? And let's see what happens. It's taking a while, and yeah, it's saying yes, you can. And just not that, it's coming with a quick reply like this: create a customer. So, you want to know how to do this? Here is how. Coming back to my Copilot Studio, what I've done is that I've defined this topic as check roles to create customers. And inside this topic, I have given it certain phases. This phrase like, am I eligible to create a customer, or can I create a customer like this, or can I create a customer? If I ask questions like this, so it will understand that it is going to do the following needful. What is that? It is going to ask a variable. It's going to create a variable called set variable value, where I am basically saying that this is the variable name, necessary roles needed. I have defined a variable which is a string type of variable, whereby I am hard coding the values that are necessary to create the sales orders or customers, or any kind of sales execution. So these are the sales attributes, I mean the security attributes, the privileged names that you would be needing to do so. And this you can easily find out by checking out your with your functionals. So they can tell you that these are the roles, these are the privileges that you would be needing to create a customer or create a sales order or doing various kinds of sales executions. Obviously, as you can understand, this varies from every kind of security check you are going to perform. So for production order creation and for purchase order creation, or for creating a general journal, daily journal, this set of rules are going to differ. So when I'm saying concatenate with this values, so it's going to essentially create a long list of strings followed by commas, like trade sales clerk, comma, ledger accountant, comma, cust invoice account receivable manager. Like that, you can keep on adding whatever rules you wish to and create one single long list of privileges that you would be needing to create the customer. So I am just not doing anything, I'm just canceling it. And in the next step, I am defining another variable which is finding out what is current users assigned roles. So for that, what I've defined is that I've defined a user assigned roles, a variable like user assigned roles, and inside that I am converting this. So this is important, this is where the trick lies. I am converting this. Let me again go back to my formula designer, and I'm concatenating this as global.pa underscore copilot underscore server form underscore users context. It's a long list, and then security roles. So if I say like this, it's going to return me the set of roles which my Dynamics 365 user is currently equipped with. Unfortunately, if you are going to test this from Copilot Studio, this might not work because this security roles, this class, this attribute is basically referred inside Dynamics 365 F&O, not outside F&O. So this is where it's going to fail. So always you have to test it, unfortunately, from finance and operations after logging on. And then I'm saying comma value. So what does this mean? Basically, if I say global copilot, all this whole expression, all this, this formula is going to return you a table variable, a table. You have to convert this to a string, and to do that you have to make use of concat. The previous steps showed us concatenate, and this step showed us concat. What is the difference between concat and concatenate? Concat, Power Apps concatenates the result of a formula applied to all records in a table, while concatenate merges individual strings or values directly as a string. So if I say concatenate A, then comma, then B, then comma, then C, it will give me a result like this A, B, C. Whereas if I have a table like table one, and I have the columns like user ID and country, and I have values like Tom, Harry, and Subha, and the country values are US, UK, and India. If I do a concatenation of table one with user ID and then comma, it means it's going to take out the values of user IDs, all the rows of user IDs, and then make them as one string like Tom, Harry, and Subha. So this is what we are going to use here. So I'm again canceling this and going back to my studio, and in the next step what I'm doing is that I am making use of a prompt. So I am going to do what? I'm going to compare. I'm going to check like whatever roles the current user is having, is any one of these roles present in this, the necessary roles needed in this array, in this string. If any one of these roles is present, is if any one of these roles match with the necessary roles, then I am eligible to create a customer. Else, no. Okay, so how to do this? You can do this in a lot of ways. You can create a short C sharp code. You can create your own functions. You can create your own Power Automate to do this parsing and do a comparison. But let's avoid all the mumbo jumbo and call a prompt, so which is going to do this comparison and come back to it. What is this prompt doing? Let me look at this. So I have defined a very simple prompt for this called compare user roles. Once you have defined the prompt and you have still given it a name, you won't be able to change the name anymore. So I'm saying what I'm saying. Can you check if the values given in this array called user roles exist in the array security roles? So whereby user roles is the string which is having the values current user is having, the values of the security privileges the current user is having, and security roles is the list of the roles that are needed to create the customer. If I am passing this on into my prompt and I'm comparing them, answer just in yes or no. And then I'm saying, however, if the input variable array user roles contains sysadmin is what? The administrative role. If it is there in the user roles variable, then it should always be yes. Because user roles, if the sysadmin variable, the sysadmin privilege is there, it is allowed to create anything. Okay, and as you know, I can change between the model of GPT that I am going to use here. So I have by default I have used the GPT default. I can also go for the standard, that is GPT 4.0 or Premium O1, which is paid preview. But for for general purpose, you can make use of this basic GPT model, and you can also do a test of your response. You can test it, and you can do various kinds of clear prompt. So the model structure has changed, but essentially it is doing the same exercise as you have been doing. And I am not changing anything, I'm just canceling it because I've already saved and I'm already using this. I'm just canceling this and coming back to my Copilot Studio. And if I come back to our Copilot Studio, so this is where you see I'm passing on the security roles and the user roles. And then whatever the prompt response, I am storing that as a result. And prompt always responds in form of records. So even if it is a just yes or no, it still comes as a record, and I am saving that in a variable called result. And in the following step, I'm giving it a condition. Condition is what? If it is yes, then it should allow me to create the customer. It should come back to me saying that yes, you are eligible to create a customer. If it fails, it's saying I'm sorry, you don't have sufficient rights, like that. Okay, so you see result.text, you have to go for result.text because result.text contains the value of the result. There are so many other forms of results also. So if you go to result means the entire record, which I don't need. Result.finish reason, which is also I'm not looking for. Result.text is what which contains the result of the execution. I need that, and I'm passing that on, and I'm finding out what is the result, like if it is yes or no. So if it is yes, it is coming back to yes, you can. And then I am adding a quick reply, create a customer. So this is a quick reply which you can create from here. So if you go to text, if you go to add, and if you go to click on quick reply, it will let you create a quick reply, whereby I am calling essentially another topic, which is creating a customer, and it is going to continue from there. So this is how the entire structure is working, and you can just stop the user from, in any case, any kind of unnecessary privilege or doing any unnecessary activity which he is not supposed to do. Just not this, you can also call this entire flow from another topic. Say, for example, the user is about to create a sales order. It's saying that I want to create a sales order. So before he hits enter, you can call this topic and do all the necessary, checks and balances and find out what's happening. Yes. So with that, I am just concluding this session for today, requesting you to try this exercise once from your end, and please let me know how it goes. Don't forget to subscribe and like to this content and share it with your friends. And just in case if you got stuck up anywhere, please feel free to give me a nudge. I'm always there. And thanks for watching. Much love and namaste.